Hey everyone, SW Nation here, and welcome back to a brand new Marvel ranking here in the channel. Today I would like to stop and take the time to rank all 7 main characters from the Black Widow film, ranked from the worst to the best. Please note that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My list is certainly not the right list, it is just my list, and you're free to comment down below your ranking of all 7 main Black Widow characters ranked from the worst to the best, just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's gonna pop up on your screen right now, and please don't forget to check out that Marvel playlist up above that has everything Marvel related that I have on my channel. Also, please note, spoilers, yes, it's gonna have spoilers for Black Widow, so if you haven't seen Black Widow yet, go watch Black Widow, come back to this video, and, you know, do what it do. And if you go watch Black Widow and not come back to this video, I don't know what to tell you. I guess you just missing out on content. Like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, let's get right into our ranking. Kicking off my list at number 7 for me has got to go to Rick Mason. I never really paid that much attention to this character throughout the film. I thought his interactions with Natasha were pretty good. He's essential. He's just someone who gives Natasha things, you know, to help with the whole fugitive thing. Because, you know, he gave her a Quinjet at the end. Like, how does the guy just have access to an Avengers Quinjet? Who knows? But hey, he has strings. He pulled them. You know, he got the Quinjet for Natasha. But it's just weird. Like, the Quinjet just came out of nowhere. Like, that's not a fault of the film. It's not a criticism. I'm just laughing at the fact that I just thought of that. This random guy, like, we probably won't ever see him again inside of the MCU. It'd be fun to see him again because I like the guy playing him. Like, I've never seen him in anything else, but he just seems like a very nice guy, a very good actor. I like the guy's accent. I like his acting. I like his whole, you know, personality throughout this film. But how does he just get access to an Avengers Quinjet? I don't get it. Like I said, the actor isn't the problem at all. They gave him a poster which could have been signaling a bigger role, but unfortunately it didn't. To me and to a lot of other people, when they gave him a poster, I thought he was Taskmaster. My theory was he was going to become Taskmaster. And even throughout the film, they kind of teased that he was going to be Taskmaster. That never really came to light, but again, everybody had that theory. At number 6 is gotta go to Taskmaster. Oddly enough, this was the highest anticipated character I wanted to see going inside of this film, but I was disappointed. The gender swapping is very clever. I mean, that's okay because, you know, Taskmaster doesn't have to be a boy or a girl, so it's okay that they gender swapped, and I thought that it played into the story a little bit. But the twist could have been done a little bit better. But by the end of the film, you forget all about this character. Taskmaster started off as this mysterious, deadly assassin tracking down Yelena and Natasha. Clearly, Natasha can't really hold that much of her own against Taskmaster. And I thought all of that really worked. Along with the fights that ensue with this character, the choreography, the costume, the first appearance, all of it is just great. But by the end of the film, it turns out to be another Mandarin situation. She's relegated to being a mindless henchman to her father with a backstory that's linked to Natasha. Very much echoing Bucky and Captain America, but worse. The costume's great, the appearance is great, great look, bad character. Kicking off my top 5 list for me has got to go to Dreykov, the most disgusting and nastiest villain ever. I don't know about you guys, but kidnapping little girls and, you know, mind controlling them to do whatever I want when they get older, that's not on my to-do list. I hope it's on none of you guys' to-do list because that is the most disgusting thing ever. Little girls, little boys, don't kidnap kids. That's weird. That's disgusting. I mean, although the villains in this film aren't really that great, Dreykov fits that description of a villain perfectly. He's ruthless, he has an army, played by a talented actor, and it's just so evil that you want to get justice towards him. While he is the mastermind and the leader of the Red Room organization and is very disturbing, and isn't the Red Room just like the German, Russian version of Hydra? I mean, it's just that. I mean, it's the Russian version of Hydra. He's not really an urgent threat due to Natasha just finding out in the film that he's still alive. Even though he did run the Red Room and puts on Old Spice to keep women from hurting him, he could be among some of the worst villains like Malekith to Whiplash. At number 4 for me has got to go to Melina. Essentially, she is just as intriguing and mysterious as Natasha once was. She has this interesting but also tragic backstory of being cycled through the Red Room 4 times, and I think another time after Natasha was born. And also, she is the mastermind behind the tech that is used to mind control the widows inside of the film. She's not a naturally charismatic character, but there's something motherly and level-headed about her. Rachel Weisz plays this straight man character in a way that just makes me love it. She knows what happened to the girls, but feels guilty about it. And you can tell she feels guilty about it. She does, but just didn't do anything about it because the red room is all she knows. She knows nothing but those walls. When she's on screen, like I said, there's just something naturally intriguing about her. Kicking off my top 3 list for me has got to go to Natasha Romanov, the Black Widow. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is Black Widow's film. Why is she at number 3? I mean, I just like my number 1 and my number 2 characters a little bit more. But Natasha is a great character inside of this film. Actually, in every film that she's appeared in, they have found a way to add layers to the character of Natasha. And while she isn't the most charismatic person or the most quippy, she is given a huge personal arc and a huge personal role inside of this film. We see her reconnect with her first family, and we see her in a more vulnerable state than we're used to seeing her in. While she can get overshadowed just a little bit by the side characters, I never felt as though this wasn't her film. It's nice to have some side characters that are fun to contrast to Natasha's sarcastic and stoicism. We also get to see a level of development within her character, turning from a loner at the beginning to having 2 families with her Russian family and her Avengers family by the end. And I think that it's a all-around full circle arc for her character, especially what we know about her and what happened to her inside of Endgame. My runner-up at number 2 for me has got to go to Alexi / the Red Guardian. I've heard a lot of people complain about this character being pretty dumb and just all around goofy. I mean, dumb as intellectual-wise. But, I mean, I can't really see that. Yes, I could see, some scenes that, he's not the brightest character. In some scenes, he's very hilarious. But in fact, I think that he is the most relatable character inside of this film. Yes, he's super powered. He has the super soldier serum. He is Russia's super soldier. But we've all had this type of person in our lives before. Red Guardian is a self-centered, for-the-country simple man that has genuine feelings for Yelena and Natasha. He's just so clouded with his narcissistic, for-the-country worldview. Many times throughout the film, you witness him trying to be that father, trying to be that person that Yelena and Natasha thought of him to be. Most of the time, he fails at that, but it's crystal clear he still cares for his girls and his family. You can tell he doesn't fully understand what happened to the girls in the Red Room, and it's a very great juxtaposition to Malina. His one-sided rivalry with Captain America just makes his character so much more likable. It's so hilarious listening to his stories of him and Captain America back in the 80s when Captain America wasn't even out of the ice yet. One of my favorite lines is actually at the end of the film where he just shuts up and put his ego to the side and apologizes to who he thinks is Natasha. It's a genuine scene, cut short for comedy, but genuine nonetheless. Like I said, we've all had that person in our lives that I can't really explain it, I can't really word it that well, but we've all had that type of person in our lives that just can't get past that ego, that is genuinely a good person that wants to be there for you, but they just can't get over that ego, that egocentric mindset of themselves. They just can't do it, but you can still clearly see they care about you. Just like how Red Guardian cares about Yelena and Natasha. But coming in at my number 1 for me has got to go to Yelena Belova, White Widow. I think that's her name inside of the comics. I don't know what her name is inside of the comics, but I just gotta say she is a fantastic character. She was, I mean, out of every character inside of this film, Yelena was my favorite. She had this naive, cute, but deadly personality to her that was perfectly portrayed by Florence Pugh. I mean, I've only seen Florence Pugh in like one other thing, and that was Fighting with My Family, and I thought she was pretty good in that, but in this, she's like really great. I really do love her inside of this film. She's just so sarcastic and hilarious throughout the film. Now that sarcasm, we've seen that with Natasha before, but never as hilarious as Florence Pugh does it. And both her and Scarlett Johansson are great actresses. Scarlett Johansson is better than Florence Pugh. I just think they gave Florence Pugh the best material to work with inside of this film. Her and David Harbour. I just couldn't help but love her. While she is hilarious and makes fun of a lot of things we, the audience, think about Black Widow, with, the poses and her being a whole poser, she also has one of the most emotional arcs in the film. This family she thought she had in Ohio, the best years of her life, as she says, it wasn't real, but to her it was real. No matter what Alexi or Melina did or does now, they are the closest thing that she has to a mother and a father. Natasha is the closest thing she has to a sister. They are the closest thing that she has to an actual family. Everything, those 3 years to her was everything. That was her life. That was her family. And to realize that all of that was fake, and to be taken to some place where you're getting brainwashed, you're away from your sister and you're away from the parents that you thought were your real parents, and to learn that they gave you up, all of it is just so emotional, and it works so well thanks to Florence Pugh. Yelena is a character that could have came across as the typical MCU quirky character, because I mean every MCU film has that, and she can also come off as kinda annoying. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't think that her scenes were the best inside of the entire film. I really cannot wait to see more of this character in Hawkeye and the rest of the MCU. This is why Yelena Belova has to come in at number 1. Alright guys, that was it for the ranking. Please note that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion. My list was certainly not the right list, it was just my list, and you're free to comment down below your ranking of all 7 main characters from Black Widow, ranked from the worst to the best, just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now. Also, don't forget to check out that MCU ranking. That link is down in the description, along with the Black Widow spoiler-free review, along with the Marvel playlist. All of that is inside of the description. You guys can check that out right now for more Marvel content on my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, I will see you all next time. Peace.